What's up, Dream Media family? This is Zach. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Today, I actually have Nicholas Brown from SVS on today, and we are going to be announcing the winner of our SVS 3000 micro subwoofer. I could not be more excited to be a authorized dealer of SVS and been using their products in my own personal home for years now, as well as implementing these into many homes all around America. When it comes to the absolute best bang for your buck, with low frequency bass, SVS is at the top of my list. So I'd like to bring on Nicholas Brown. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing fantastic, Zach, and I appreciate all the support you've brought not only to SVS but to this world of AV and home theater in general. You know, I think you're truly an ambassador for the joys of immersive sound and video, and I can't thank you enough for being part of all this.
Well, absolutely. That's what it's all about, right? We're just a bunch of boys playing with our toys.
Sometimes I pinch myself. I really do.
Yeah. So that's what we do here at Dream Media is, we create experiences for customers, whether it's whole house audio or a dedicated home cinema. We really like to dive into your exact home and recommend specific products for your situation. So SVS has such a wide variety to choose from extremely entry level all the way to very infrasonic bass, including in-wall subwoofers. So I'd love for you to just introduce the SVS brand to our customers and talk about why you guys have been killing it for the last decade.
Absolutely, Zach. You know, SVS started a little more than 20 years ago in sort of that, very much in a garage, two founders who were just passionate about sound. And they had realized that, especially with subwoofers, there just wasn't a lot of great options that weren't either astronomically priced or, these just insanely large boxes that nobody could fit in their room. So they wanted to take a little bit of a different approach. And so they started developing the cylinder subwoofers and some other types of ported box subwoofers. And tried to make them at a much higher performance to price ratio, that bang for the buck that you mentioned. So people could really, truly enjoy immersive, low frequency sound in a way that they just couldn't before and lower that entry point into it. And now, you had mentioned we have close to 20 SKUs now as far as our subwoofers go. I think one thing that's special about what we do is while there is, an entry level with our SP1000 Pro, there really is no compromise, even when you're starting out with our least expensive and most compact subwoofer. For what you get for its size and for its price, it truly is a market leader, even at that entry level point. And then you scale up to our behemoth, the PB16 Ultra, which hits down to about 13 hertz. It's a 200-pound triple ported beast with about a 16-inch woofer. And that is truly for some of those largest dedicated home cinema rooms or people who really want to hit those infrasonic notes. So we try to create a lot of different solutions to hit different types of listeners who have different types of speakers. We have sealed models, which in general tend to be a little bit more musical and more accurate for the hi-fi crowd. The ported models obviously give you that visceral sort of, chest pumping bass that really I think a lot of cinematic and home theater fans offer. And so, by having this wide range of subwoofers, we're able to sort of cater to a lot of different tastes and budgets and flavors. As you well know, having been in many, many different homes where people, don't always have the same size room or the same speakers that they're going to pair with the subwoofer. And that brings us to the micro as well, which, to me, this might be my favorite subwoofer. So I'm curious what your take on the micro has been, because, I'm happy to dive into the specs, but, our little inside joke is that this is sort of a magic trick as far as subwoofers go.
It really is. I mean, we've put out some videos. If you guys just search on YouTube, Dream Media SVS 3000 Micro, we've put it into a lot of living spaces where the wife just is like, no, you can't have a sub in this room. And we're like, but it's very small. And then we even in one of our videos threw the little ISO acoustics thing on it, and it made it perform even better. But it's a little banger. I mean, it produces some nice low frequency bass, and we can really fit it into any room easily, especially because you guys have your wireless sub kit that we can throw on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It pairs really well with our accessories. And one of the things about micro subwoofers in general is they've sort of had a reputation for a couple different reasons. One, with the passive radiators that a lot of micro subwoofers use, they sort of have maybe an inaccurate or even boomy style of bass. And beyond that, there's been this ongoing problem where the subwoofer would actually at times dance across the room because you have that mismatch of energy from the passive radiator not interacting inside the cabinet with the active radiator. I'm sorry, the active driver. And with the 3000 micro, we did dual active 8-inch driver. So there's a force balance, basically cancellation of any kind of resonance, any kind of vibrational energy in the cabinet because the drivers are moving in and moving out together. So inside the cabinet, you're just getting a completely inert, resonance-free environment. So it doesn't have that tendency to dance. But the other benefit is you're getting, the output capabilities of dual 8s that are active. And so you're not getting that sort of bloated or maybe even inaccurate bass that you get from a passive radiator, which is just never going to keep up to an active driver as well as having dual active. So, we were really proud with what we were able to do, getting it down to about 24 hertz or so, which for a micro subwoofer is pretty much unheard of. And then again, the form factor, I think it's a pretty sexy subwoofer. The grill's on the side. It's got very smooth, clean lines. And like you said, you can put it inside furniture because again, it's not going to rattle around. It sits very nicely next to cabinets, even next to a couch. So there's a lot of flexibility in terms of placement with this sub.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem solver. And I have used this in many projects. And I mean, the fact that it goes down to 24 at that size, there's many subwoofers that have twice the footprint that go down to 24 hertz. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about your DSP in your application. I think this is just such a valuable tool that comes included on all SVS subwoofers. Could you speak on that for a minute?
Yeah, no doubt. So our subwoofer control app works via Bluetooth, and anyone who's done subwoofer tuning, the sub is not always in the most convenient place as far as being able to adjust the knobs on the back or wherever you have those tone controls or the different calibration tools. So our app allows you to basically sit in your sweet spot wherever in the listening room you're going to do your primary enjoyment of music and movies, and make adjustments on the fly, whether that's adjusting the low pass filter, there's phase control if you have it sort of far away from your speakers, there's polarity control. If you want to really get into the sort of granular level adjustments, there's a 3 bands parametric EQ. So if you're noticing maybe some peaks where it's a little boomy in the room, but maybe some nulls where you sort of lose that bass, you can smooth that out by taking measurements and specifically adjusting the parametric EQs to adjust those output levels at various frequencies. And then also another big benefit is the custom presets. So, maybe you like to run it a little hot when you're doing movie watching, action in the movies, you can get it dialed up, but then nighttime mode, and maybe the family's asleep, dial it down a little bit. And you can do that all with just a single touch of a button. It'll save those presets. So you're not having to make those manual adjustments every time. So we've just found that it gets people a lot more interested in calibration and tuning because it is so easy to just sit in your listening spot and you can kind of be like, oh, I wonder what this is going to do, jack up the output. And I think especially with some of the streaming TV now, they're not all audio is the same when you're watching Disney Plus or Apple TV or Amazon. So maybe you want to run it a little hot, when watching certain content on one streaming network and dial it down if you're streaming music off Qobuz. But it just makes that a much more seamless and simple process.
Yeah, that feature is invaluable. I mean, I literally use it on a daily basis. My home theater, which is, we call it our movie room. It's actually like a ball pit slash, kids zone right now.
Hell, Zach, where's my invite?
You'll have to check it out. I was actually going to post a short this week. We had a bunch of kids and we had this ball pit right in the middle of the room, and we got all like 30 beach balls from Target, and they were going crazy up in the movie room over the weekend. But I have a couple of the PB16 Ultras, and when we're watching movies and stuff, of course, I have them pumping. But because that room is right next to my son's room, he's 3, at nighttime, that app just comes in so clutch, being able to quickly on the fly just adjust for nighttime viewing so we can still utilize the space. With those PB16 Ultras, they really resonate through the floorboards.
Yeah, and the PV16s and all of our ported models too. Another benefit of using them with the app, we include these port plugs, so you can actually change the tuning frequency of the sub and run your PV16s or your PV3000s in sealed mode, which again gives you a little bit more versatility. If say you're want to do critical musical listening, and you want just a little bit tighter, more controlled bass, by plugging those ports and actually changing the tuning frequency, you're able to achieve that with just the push of an app button. So it's another cool feature. And like you said, there are times where you need to have that sort of emergency shut off, and it's an easy way to do that.
For sure. So yeah, I've talked a lot about your subs, and in a lot of my videos, I'm always shouting out SVS subs, but you guys sell more than just subwoofers. In fact, your line card has continued to impress me year after year. You guys just keep expanding. In addition to subwoofers, which is really kind of what you guys have been known for over the years, you are creating some incredible freestanding speakers, and I'd love for you to talk about those a little bit.
Well, that is a wonderful segue. I appreciate that, Zach. We just launched our SVS Ultra Evolution series, and this is pretty much our third full speaker lineup. It replaces the original Ultra series, which came about 12 years ago. And what we don't do is basically slap a new finish on it, maybe a new grill cover or something like that, and call it a refresh. We tore down, started from scratch, and did a complete reimagination of everything SVS knows about speaker design, using a lot of what we've learned from our subwoofer design elements in the original Ultra series. But with the Ultra Evolution series, truly it's a speaker that has taken us to another level as far as, I think, with the 2-channel community, especially because we're now competing with a lot of hi-fi manufacturers that are, many times the price. And I don't know that we had that same pedigree with the original Ultra series, but now with the acoustically centered time alignment, the diamond coated aluminum dome tweeter, even the force balance woofer array, like we've taken multiple elements from cabinet architecture to driver design and engineering, and wrapped them into a new speaker series that, again, I think is sort of represents the culmination of everything SVS has learned in the last 21 years. And now, trying to deliver that same experience that really was founded in that Youngstown garage, that ability to compete with much more expensive models, not make people feel like they're compromising in any way, shape, or form, from the beginning model to the top of the line pinnacle tower speaker. So that's really what the ethos design was with this new Ultra Evolution series. And so far they've been very well received. We've taken them to a bunch of shows, and I think early signs are that we have a pretty good product on our hands here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely impressive. I mean, I know I heard them at the Florida Audio Show and Expona, and then at Expona, I actually interviewed a bunch of people in the hallway, other YouTubers, reviewers, and everybody was just raving about the quality. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I mean, you guys offer just such a wide range. We can really build full home theater systems for any room with all of the diverse lineup, in addition to just like family room systems. Like your 2-channel Ultra wireless systems are incredible as like a soundbar replacement.
Yeah, I mean the Prime Wireless Pro stuff, that was a new category for us, and it's very competitive in that market. I think a lot of the wireless audio space is dominated by these little mono speakers, battery powered things that are more mobile centric. But we wanted to bring, like you said, a true solution that could be a soundbar replacement, but then turn off your TV, and now you got a legit high-res wireless streaming platform as well in stereo. So you kind of get the benefits of both worlds there, better TV sound, maybe in a small to medium-sized room where you don't want to set up that whole surround sound system, but you want to have, great fidelity and the ability to listen to all your music and kind of go back and forth. Gaming rooms has been really popular for this product as well. So, it is still a tough category because of all the competition, but, we started building our name for ourselves with this, and I view it as sort of the future of hi-fi on some level. So we'll keep innovating in this space and hopefully hit some more home runs here down the road.
I love that category too, because we can use your Prime Wireless amplifier, which is definitely a step above a lot of the competition in that space, and pair it together with high-end in-ceiling and wall speakers, which we've done for a lot of distributed audio systems. So you can actually utilize SVS in many different ways. So this is why here at Dream Media, we like to take a hands-on approach in building our systems by consulting with you. Rather, of course, you can shop on our online store, but we really like to get hands-on and hand curating packages for every single unique situation, because just like you see, we're talking through the SVS lineup, you guys, you really kill it. I would love to bring up another category that's impressed me with SVS, and you just announced it, and the quality is second to none. And again, bang for your buck. The pricing is honestly shocking. Your accessories and your cables, I mean, they're so well built and they're so on point with price. Do you want to share a little bit about all of the accessories that you've introduced to the market?
Yeah, I mean, this I think it surprises a lot of people when I say it, but this is the fastest growing part of our business. And not to say it's the most making us most money, because as you said, it's they're very reasonable price, but
Very reasonable.
we saw a real opportunity where you have these sort of very basic point A to point B, no frills, but potentially compromising on the build quality or the performance, playing into that whole your system's only as good as its weakest link. That's something that could hurt the performance of everything else. But then you have these astronomically priced sort of made with unicorn hair, and a lot of frivolous marketing claims potentially that could jack up the price in a way that's not really doing you any favors. So we saw a big middle ground there where we could develop speaker cables, XLR, HDMI, optical. We have the SoundPath isolation system for subwoofers to decouple it. You can use it with turntables as well. We have wireless adapters, which you mentioned when we were talking about the 3000 micro. So they're connection solutions as far as what you would need to actually get your system set up and connect it to your amplifier and AV receiver, but also problem solvers. If you have a lot of vibrations, happening in your listening room from your subwoofer, and you want to clean that up, or if you just don't want to have as much cable clutter, the wireless adapter is great for that. And that's really what we wanted to do with our accessory series. And they all have a very similar look and feel with this sort of cotton braided design on all of our accessories, and that provides a nice sort of touch to them, gives you a little extra grip when you're snaking those wires around, which I'm sure your team can appreciate. But 24 karat gold plated connectors, all of the design elements as far as super high purity copper as far as the inner wiring goes, and advanced shielding for RF and IR interference. I mean, these are the things that great cables have to do in order to not be that weakest link. And so we put all of that build quality into them, but also make them at a much more inclusive price, which I think a lot of people can appreciate, because it can get out of hand when you have these cables. And we make jokes at audio shows where, like, you're about to listen to these Ultra Evolution Pinnacle towers, our flagship towers, which are $5,000 a pair, or roughly the price of one cable at the demo room down the hall. And I think that sort of strikes a lot of people as where the world of hi-fi currently is. And I'm certainly not denigrating people who want to spend that kind of money on any kind of AV solution, but it is nice for the people who are just getting into it, who may not see the value in spending that much on a cable, that there are solutions like this where they're not compromising.
Yeah, it's really impressive, guys. I got hands-on with some of these cables at the show, and just look at this. An 8-foot speaker cable, $47.
It's nice. You can choose between the bananas and the spades, or
just look at the quality of the product. You guys, it's so impressive. I just can't rave enough. Check out these guys. SVS HDMI cables. Very common size, a 3 meter or even a 2 meter, $39, $49. You guys you really come in at that sweet spot of price and performance. And I appreciate that for all of my consumers out there that don't have those crazy budgets. It's very, very impressive. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go through all of the different options that you guys have, because I'm not sure if people are aware of how extensive your line has gotten. Even that new in-wall subwoofer, oh my gosh, I was blown away by the performance of that guy.
Yeah, dual 9-inch woofers with a 800 watt RMS, 2500 watt peak power amp. I mean, the thing really kicks as far as in-wall solutions go. And I know how creative you guys get with a lot of your projects, but it's it's a relatively easy retrofit. Obviously, new build construction with the prefab kit makes it easy for that as well. But it's, you get the app control. There's a solution to run 2 of the woofer drive units off a single amplifier if you wanted to have, that more even bass response in a listening area. So, again, it was one of the areas where we saw there was a real opportunity to bring a solution that wasn't, astronomically priced. It was relatively easy to install, and just give our integrator partners a real architectural subwoofer solution that didn't really exist at this price and with this level of performance. And it's been a huge success for us. I mean, we didn't really know what to expect because we had never done an architectural product. I guess you could say the one downside is now everyone's like, when are the next speaker?
That's exactly where I was going, Nick.
When is the dual 24-inch in wall coming in? It's like, all right, let's pump the brakes here a little bit. And I will address the speaker one because, I think with speakers, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, Zach, in order to launch an in-wall speaker line, you kind of have to have a bunch of different sizes. You can't just have like a single SKU like we do here with the dual and single model. And I think for us to put our engineering resources into developing a whole line of in-walls when there's so much competition and the upside in performance is not as high as some other categories that we're exploring. It's not in the immediate roadmap, but you know what? We've gotten into the accessory game, the architectural game, the wireless game. There's not to say, it's never say never. And that's kind of what our mentality with every category is. I just don't want to get people's hopes up. And, if you really, truly want an architectural speaker, don't wait on SVS for now.
Awesome. Well, I think that about covers most of the lineup. I really just wanted to educate people on your amazing company. We're honored here at Dream Media to carry SVS. And the point of this live stream was actually to announce our winner for the SVS 3000 Micro in the black finish. I can't tell you guys how thankful I am for everybody's support from all around the country. And for everybody who didn't win, we sent over an email with some special perks making you aware of everything that is currently on sale here at Dream Media. We got July 4th coming up, and we got a lot of our landscape audio systems on sale currently. Those are very popular outdoor TVs. If you're looking to be outdoors for July 4th, give us a ring. We got all the product in stock and would love to build a dream system for you. And of course, home theater, whole house audio, all of that fun stuff. But our winner, I would like to congratulate Matthew. Matthew is our winner. I'm not going to reveal all of his information, but congratulations, Matthew. We will be emailing you here shortly with your tracking information on your brand new SVS subwoofer.
Congrats, Matthew. And Zach, I got to say, I alluded to it before, but what you do to bring attention to the hard work, not only that your team does, but to the industry in general, it's invaluable. With the trade show coverage that you guys do, you're always out there. You're always sort of that tip of the spear leading the conversation. So we're just so proud to be partners with Dream Media as well. And we look forward to many years of constructive work together and bringing home theater experiences to people in new places.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you guys as well. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in on today's video. We really appreciate everybody's support. If you guys like this video, be sure to give us a big thumbs up and don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below. Till next time, this is Zach with Dream Media here with Nick from SVS. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next.
Happy listening all.